there's an invisible prison controlling your life. And no, it's not debt. It's not a lack of opportunities. Not even a lack of time. It's your mind. Have you ever stopped to think how many times a day you mentally repeat to yourself that you can't, that you don't have, that you don't know, that you're not enough? That's not humility. That's programming. And if you want to become rich, prosperous, and mentally free, the first step is to rebel against those thoughts that keep you in chains. Poverty doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your mind. It's like outdated software running on a powerful computer. Most people are trapped in what I call the scarcity building, a mental space where everything is limited, everything is scary, and everything seems impossible. And do you know where the exit is? Reprogramming your brain. But be warned, this isn't about reading motivational quotes and calling it a day. It's a real mental revolution. It means identifying the beliefs you inherited, often without realizing it. Things like, money is dirty, rich people are bad. I wasn't born for that. Where did that come from? And why are you still acting like it's true? Changing your mindset is an act of war against your limited self, and the main tool you need is called decision. Yes, deciding to stop being a slave to automatic thoughts, deciding not to repeat the failure story you saw at home, deciding that your story will be different. I want you to understand this clearly. No one prospers from passivity. The mind that isn't trained gets contaminated. If you don't program your brain, someone else will do it for you. Your environment, your fears, your traumas, the news, negative people. Today, you decide, will you stay on autopilot, or will you take the wheel of your life? Imagine having a state-of-the-art supercomputer, but using it only to write emails. Sounds ridiculous, right? Well, that's exactly what you do with your brain every day. Science has made it clear. We use only a tiny fraction of our brain's capacity. And you know what's worse? Many people don't even try to access the rest. Most people live locked in a dark mental room, unaware that hundreds of doors are waiting to be opened. But why don't they open them? Because they were programmed to believe they're already just like that they're not good at that it's too late. All lies. Your brain is plastic. That means it can change, grow, adapt. Every new experience, every new piece of knowledge, every intentional thought creates new neural connections. It's like building internal highways that take you directly to abundance. But if you keep using the same old mental routes, you'll only reach the same old destinations. Mediocrity, scarcity, frustration. So I ask you, when was the last time you learned something truly challenging? When was the last time you tested your mind like a muscle you want to grow? Because if you're not training your mind, you're letting it atrophy. Exploring your brain isn't for geniuses. It's for the determined, for those tired of living at 10% and ready to unlock the remaining 90%. And you don't need a university for that. You need courage, focus, and hunger to grow. So let me be clear, if you're not growing today, it's because you're choosing to stay stuck. Wealth begins when you decide to turn on the light in the dark corners of your mind. There's something no one told you. Your brain is full, but not of wisdom, of mental garbage, old habits, inherited, ideas, phrases repeated since childhood like scarcity mantras. And if you want to prosper, learning new things isn't enough. First, you need to unlearn. Yes, unlearn. It's like emptying a dirty cup before filling it with something pure. There's no point trying to program your mind with abundance if you haven't first deleted the viruses of limitation. How do you expect to run a new version of your life if you're still using the operating system of fear, doubt, and conformity? Unlearning means questioning, asking yourself, is what I believe really mine, or did I absorb it from others? Does this routine get me closer to the life I want? Or does it just keep me busy surviving? Does this mindset empower me or take away my power? And here's something important. Truly learning is a painful process because it requires breaking away from who you've been until now. Stop being the person who always justifies themselves. Stop thinking like a self-esteem beggar. Stop living like a prisoner of I can't. There is no evolution without friction. Those unwilling to be uncomfortable are not ready to grow. So if you truly want to program your brain for wealth, step 1 is to take out the mental trash, because no miracle thrives in a polluted environment. Today, I invite you to let go of the old, to break away from what no longer serves you, because when you change, the world has no choice but to change with you. Listen to this. The fish doesn't know it's wet until it's taken out of the water, and the same thing happens to you and your environment. Many times you don't even realize how much the environment you live in shapes your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately your results. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and do you know what's even more powerful? You're the reflection of the mental, emotional, and spiritual environment you choose every day. If you live surrounded by complaints, scarcity, fear, and criticism, how do you expect to build a mindset of wealth? The environment is like the climate. No matter how good the seed is, if the soil is sterile, nothing will grow. You can have talent, discipline, and massive dreams, but if you surround yourself with mediocrity, your mind will start to wither. And I'll tell you something uncomfortable. Many times, to prosper, you'll need to distance yourself from people you love, but who aren't willing to grow with you, because your life is more important than your need to be accepted, because your future is worth more than your ties to the past. Change your environment, and you'll change your results. Seek out places, people, and content that elevate your standards. Dive into conversations of growth, not gossip. Surround yourself with builders, not destroyers. Create a habitat of prosperity, and your mind will begin to bloom automatically. Your May. Environment isn't just where you are physically, it's what you see, what you hear, what you allow into your mental space. A powerful seed won't thrive in toxic soil. Your greatness deserves fertile ground. Your mind is like a sponge. It absorbs everything you expose it to, and if your daily frequency is tuned to complaint, negativity, and scarcity, your life will reflect exactly that. There's a silent programming happening around you all the time. It's in the music you listen to, in the videos you watch, in the conversations you tolerate, in the people you follow. Everything that enters your senses is a frequency, and that frequency either lifts you up or slowly buries you. The problem is that many don't even realize they're being programmed. They think watching one motivational video a week is enough to cancel out hours of mental pollution. But let me tell you the truth. Your mind doesn't respond to intention. It responds to repetition. What you consume daily is what shapes your thoughts, emotions, and decisions. If you want to truly reprogram yourself, you need a frequency upgrade. You need to immerse your mind in content that awakens your strength, in voices that call you higher, in truths that challenge your excuses, and above all, you need constancy. It's no use changing the frequency once a week. It has to be daily, intense, focused. Want a practical exercise? Starting tomorrow, spend the first 30 minutes of your day consuming content that programs you for greatness. It could be a book, a podcast, a video, whatever, but make it non-negotiable, because the way you start your day sets the tone for your results. You've already realized that your brain is a battlefield, that if you don't program it, the world will, that your environment and the frequency you consume define your inner programming. But what comes next? Now comes the phase of construction, of deliberate, conscious, and disciplined building. You don't change your mind with inspiration, you change it with repetition and action. You need to do what most don't. Write down your new beliefs. Repeat them every morning. Live as if they were already real, because every time you think, speak, and act in alignment with your new identity, you reinforce a new neural path. And here's the secret. It's not about believing blindly. It's about deciding to believe until your life reflects what you believe. Act like a builder, because that's what you are, a mental architect. And from today forward, your work site is your mind. If you've made it this far, it's because something in you refuses to live a limited life. And I have something to tell you, that refusal is sacred. It's the voice of your destiny screaming that you were made for more. So leave your comment below saying, I reprogram my mind for wealth. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this content with someone who needs to wake up. Because we're not just making videos here, we're activating revolutions, starting with yours.